For years, this message has been sealed. Locked in a place where human hands could not reach, where only heaven's light could touch it. Your name was written on it long before you were born, but the time was not right, until now. Archangel Michael has been holding it, guarding it, waiting for the exact moment heaven would say, "Release it." And today, that moment has come. This is not coincidence. You are here because you were chosen to hear these words at this very hour. Michael's voice carries the weight of eternity as he says, "You have walked through seasons where you felt unseen, unheard, and overlooked. You thought your prayers vanished into silence, but they were being stored, every single one, in heaven's treasury. You thought you were forgotten, but heaven has been watching every step, every tear, every quiet act of faith when no one else believed in you. You were not abandoned, you were being prepared. Heaven waited because what was written for you was too valuable to be given before the right time. And that time is now." Michael says, the delays were not denials. The closed doors were not punishments. They were divine protection. Every no you faced was a yes to something greater. Every loss was a seed for a harvest you could not yet see. And today, that harvest is being released. You may not see it yet, but in the unseen realm, things are shifting. Papers are being signed with your name. Blessings that were blocked are being unsealed. Relationships that were meant to bless you are being restored. Opportunities you thought were gone forever are coming back in ways better than before. The weight you've been carrying is being lifted, not because you fought harder, but because heaven stepped in. Michael's words grow stronger. This is not just a season of answers, this is a season of restoration. You will not only receive what you lost, you will receive more than you dreamed. You will see doors open without you knocking. You will watch prayers be answered without you striving. You will witness the goodness of God overtake you in ways that leave you speechless. And then he leans closer and says, "Do not doubt this moment. Do not scroll past this. Do not bury this in forgetfulness. This is heaven's confirmation that you are about to step into a chapter where the battles you fought will turn into the blessings you carry. It has taken years for this moment to come. And now, heaven says, it is yours." Archangel Michael's voice softens, but it carries an even deeper power now, the kind that goes beyond the ears and straight into the soul. "Do you know why this message was hidden from you for so long?" he asks. "Because if you had received it earlier, you might have doubted it, questioned it, or even walked away from it. Heaven wanted you ready, not just ready in your mind, but ready in your heart." He pauses, as though letting the weight of those words sink in. "There were times you cried out, asking why nothing was happening. You saw others moving ahead, while you felt stuck in the same place. You thought you were being punished, but you were being positioned. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being fortified. Every delay was heaven shaping you into the person who could carry what is now being placed in your hands." Michael speaks with such clarity that it feels like the air itself is glowing around you. There were seasons where you thought you lost everything, friendships faded, relationships broke, doors slammed shut, and opportunities vanished. But heaven kept saying, "Not yet." Because the things meant for you needed the right environment to grow. And now, that soil is ready. The roots are deep, The fruit is ripe. And the time is here. Heaven was guarding you from people who would have mishandled your destiny. There were hands ready to take what belonged to you, voices prepared to speak against you, and moments designed to drain your strength, but Michael stood at the door of your life and would not let them in. You may not know how many battles I fought on your behalf while you slept, he says, his voice trembling with the truth. You may not see how many traps were dismantled before you ever stepped into them. You only saw the silence, but behind that silence was a shield. And now, Michael declares, this is why heaven is releasing this message today. Because you've endured the waiting, the loneliness, and the storms without losing the last ember of hope inside you. You may have felt weak, but you kept going. You may have felt unseen, but you kept believing. And because of that, because you did not quit, the season you've been praying for is now unfolding before you. Heaven is not just handing you answers, it is rewriting your story. Those who thought you would fade will see you rise. Those who underestimated your worth will watch your name be honored. And those blessings that were delayed for years? They are coming all at once, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Michael's final words in this moment feel like a seal upon your spirit. The wait was worth it. The pain was worth it. And soon, you will understand why this message could only come to you, now. The air around you feels charged now, as if the very atmosphere is aware of what is about to be revealed. Archangel Michael steps closer, not in the way we imagine steps, but in that holy nearness where you feel the warmth of presence, the weight of truth. His voice is low yet steady, the kind of tone that makes your heart lean in without thinking. I have in my hands a record from heaven, a list that carries your name, he says, his eyes glowing like fire touched by compassion. This list is not of the things you've lost, but of the things you've been promised. Things hidden from your sight, protected from the wrong hands, and timed for the right moment. This is that moment. He begins to speak, and with every word it's as if invisible locks are being opened. First, peace. The peace you thought had died inside you, the kind that isn't shaken by news, by people, or by storms, it is returning to you in full measure. You won't have to chase it, it will rest upon you. Second, restoration. Relationships that were broken unjustly will find healing, not all, but the ones aligned with your purpose. Some faces will return not to repeat old pain, but to apologize, to honor what they once mishandled. You won't even have to defend yourself, heaven will speak for you. Third, resources. What was withheld from you, money, opportunities, open doors, is now being assigned to you in unexpected ways. There will be sudden calls, surprising messages, and moments where what you thought was lost is placed back in your hands with interest. Michael's eyes soften as he says, and lastly, revelation. There are answers you've been asking for, questions that have haunted you, wounds that never made sense. Heaven is about to give you clarity that will heal you without reopening the scar. You will understand why certain things had to happen the way they did, and your heart will finally rest. His voice deepens, child, I need you to know, you were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. Every silent tear was seen, every prayer, yes, even the ones you whispered at 3 a.m. and thought no one heard, was carried to the throne. And now, the answer is not just coming, it has been released. That is why I am here. He lifts his hand as if sealing this moment, and you feel it, not in your skin, but in your soul. A certainty. A knowing. This is not just encouragement, this is an announcement from heaven. Walk forward now, Michael says. What was hidden for years has been placed in your hands. Hold it with gratitude, guard it with wisdom, and live as if you know, you are chosen. The moment Michael finishes speaking, there's a silence, not an empty silence, but the kind that feels full, like the air itself is holding its breath. You can feel something deep inside you shifting, as if an old door you didn't know existed is slowly creaking open. Michael takes a step closer, his presence wrapping around you like a blanket that carries both safety and strength. His gaze meets yours, not hurried, not distracted, but fully present, as if you are the only soul in the entire universe right now. There is one more thing heaven wants you to know, he says, his voice gentle yet unshakable. The pain you carry, the one you've learned to hide so well, it has not been ignored. Every wound, every betrayal, every season where you felt invisible has been recorded. And now, child, those moments are not returning to hurt you, they are returning to be healed. You feel your chest tighten, not from fear, but from the sudden realization that you have carried certain memories for far too long. The nights you cried alone. The words that cut you so deep you stopped speaking about them. The way you learned to smile so no one would ask questions. Michael sees it all, and without you having to explain a single thing, he understands. You thought heaven was silent in those years, he continues, but in truth, heaven was collecting every broken piece, keeping them in a safe place until the day they could be restored. This, right now, is that day. He reaches out, not physically, but in the way that presence reaches through the soul, and you feel warmth flood through the places that have been cold for years. That heartbreak? It's losing its power over you. That betrayal? It will no longer define you. That season of loss? It is being rewritten into a testimony of redemption. I am not just here to tell you what is coming, I am here to take the weight of what has been. You can almost hear the sound of chains falling, not around your hands, but around your heart. The heaviness you thought was permanent begins to lift, and with it comes a strange but welcome lightness, like you are breathing for the first time in years. Michael smiles, not with pity, but with pride. You are stronger than you know. You are purer than what they tried to make you believe. You are still everything heaven said you would be, untouched by the lies, unshaken by the storms. And now, you are about to live free. He steps back slightly, but his words remain close. Walk into the coming days without fear. The same God who protected what was yours in the dark is now placing it in your hands in the light. You will not lose it again. Michael's eyes glisten, not with tears of sorrow, but with the brightness of someone who has seen what is waiting for you. He steps closer again, and his voice drops to a softer, almost intimate tone, like a secret meant only for your ears. Child, what you cannot see yet, is already finished in heaven. You feel those words sink deep. He continues, the path you've been walking, wondering if it will ever lead to something beautiful, it's not random. Every twist, every delay, Every closed door was positioning you for a specific moment. And that moment is almost here. The air between you seems to hum, alive with a presence you can't explain. Michael speaks again, each word carrying a weight that makes your heart beat differently. I've seen your name written in heaven's records. Not in ink that fades, not in pencil that can be erased, but in the eternal script of God's own hand. That name is tied to a destiny that no one, not even the enemy, can rewrite. Your mind drifts back to all the times you thought you'd missed your chance, the moments you almost gave up, the days you told yourself it was too late. Michael shakes his head gently, as if reading your thoughts. You haven't missed it. You couldn't, even if you tried. What is meant for you has been guarded like treasure in the king's chamber. And the king himself has decided, now is the time to place it in your hands. He begins to describe what's coming, and it doesn't sound like wishful thinking, it feels like a memory of something that already exists, waiting for you to step into it. I see a door swinging wide, not one you will have to knock on or beg to open, but one that will open the moment you arrive. I see people coming into your life who carry pieces of your promise, connections that will feel like you've known them forever because they are part of your story's design. I see restoration, not only of what you lost, but of the years that were taken from you. And when it comes, you will know it's not coincidence. You will feel heaven in it. Then his voice deepens, filled with the authority of someone who speaks only what has been given to him from above. Walk forward, child. Do not linger at the ruins, because your palace is being prepared. Do not keep reading the final chapter of an old story, because a new book has already been written. And when you step into it, you will understand why the wait was necessary, why the tears were counted, why the silence had purpose. Michael pauses, letting the truth settle into you. Your season of wandering is closing. Your season of arrival is here. And when it happens, you will not only thank God for what came, you will thank Him for what didn't. Michael's voice turns even softer now, but the softness carries a strange power, as if heaven itself has leaned closer just to speak to you. There are things you've survived that you don't even realize were meant to end you, he says, his eyes never leaving yours. You think you made it through on your own, but I was there, sent to stand between you and what was coming against you. You suddenly remember moments that didn't make sense, times you avoided certain places without knowing why, times you felt an urge to leave somewhere just minutes before something bad happened. Michael nods gently. Those were not accidents. Those were answers to prayers you didn't even know you prayed. The protection you felt your whole life has not been chance, it's been a shield woven from the prayers of those who love you, even some who are no longer on this earth. He takes a step closer, and it's as if the air around him carries warmth. Your name, he continues, has been spoken in heaven more times than you can count. Your mother's prayers, your grandmother's tears, your father's blessings, even the quiet whispers of a friend who loved you deeply, none of them have been forgotten. They float before the throne of God like incense, and every single one has been stored for the right time. That time is now. You feel a lump form in your throat, not from fear, but from the realization that you have never been alone, not for 1 second. Michael smiles faintly. Child, you have walked into rooms you were not supposed to survive, but heaven went in with you. You have been in storms that should have drowned you, but angels were holding you above the waves. And there are battles you never even saw, fought and won for you in the unseen realm, because the one who loves you has never stopped defending you. His tone becomes more intense, but still full of love. This is why I am here now. Heaven has decided it's time you know the truth. The reason you're still standing isn't luck, it's purpose. You are still breathing because your story isn't finished. What is ahead for you requires you to be awake, aware, and ready to receive. This is why the protection has been so fierce, because the calling on your life is just as fierce. He points upward as though he can see beyond the ceiling, beyond the sky. There is a record in heaven that bears your name. Every answered prayer. Every delayed blessing. Every protection. Every promise. It is written, and it cannot be erased. The same God who wrote it will bring it to pass. All you have to do now is trust Him and walk forward. Michael's words leave you still, almost breathless. And in that silence, you sense something, an invisible presence wrapping around you, a love that feels both eternal and personal, a voice that doesn't just speak to your ears but directly to your soul. I am with you, always.